To start, read the site procedure for retightening the band clamps thoroughly. Then obtain a permission to work by ensuring you've done an issue-based risk assessment identifying all the potential hazards. Then print the lists on page 3 of the procedure and ensure you have enough of them to record all the detail for all the actuators on your site. The tools you require to tighten band clamp bolts on site. The relevant site PPE, a rubber mallet, torque wrench, metric sockets, metric Allen keys, a variety of nuts according to the procedure, something to mark the pipes when removing them to ensure they go on in the correct direction, a vernier or other measuring tool to measure the gap between the band clamp bars, and some torque mark to mark the bolts once torqued, as well as copies of page 3 to record each actuator's details. Before starting any work on the actuators, ensure that they are locked out and depressurized. Locking out the air supply, ensuring that no one else can work on it. Then depressurizing the actuator and ensuring the actuator is depressurized. Locking out your actuator does not mean it is depressurized. Ensure your actuator has no pressure before working on it. Before continuing any other work, after your actuator has been depressurized, take the pipes off to ensure that there is no pressure in your actuator. Before doing this, label the pipes top and bottom to ensure that they're put back correctly. Record the actuator serial number as well as the actuator size. Set your torque wrench to the indicated torque as per the procedure. Then tighten the top and bottom band clamps to the required torque. Then take a rubber mallet and tap 5 times around the circumference of the band clamp. 5 or 6, top and bottom. This is just taking out any of the kinks and settling of the band clamp. Now, retorque the top and bottom. It should reach the required torque in the first turn, but sometimes with the tapping, there is about half a revolution it will do, and then tighten. Do this for the top and bottom. Then repeat the tapping procedure on the band clamps. And retorque again. Keep repeating this procedure until the band clamp bolt is immediately tightened after tapping. After torquing the bolt, measure the gap between the band clamp bars. The exact place to measure it is clearly indicated in the site procedure. This measures 10.01. Record the 10.01 on your check sheet and ensure that it is within the maximum gap size. This is an M10 bolt on an EDA 250 and my 10.01 is less than 14 millimeters. After measuring the band clamp gap, you now apply a second nut. This is a locking nut. Put your locking nut on and take your torque wrench and torque it to the same torque as specified. Do this for top and bottom. After you've torqued your locking nuts, apply some torque mark to ensure that this cannot be tampered with. Once your locking nut and torquing marks have been applied to the band clamp, it is now time to reconnect your air, ensuring once again that your top labeled one goes to the top of the actuator. checking it's securely fastened. It is now ready to pressurize. Sign off the job card and check sheet and send back to EDART at sales@edart.co.za.